Have you ever successfully stopped a repeat marketing or scam phone call? How did you do it? I get a call from a random pharmaceutical company saying that my supply of Viagra is ready for pickup. I told him that I had a complaint regarding the Viagra. I said that I only took half a pill, and now only half of my PP was hard. Now my base is hard but the tip was soft and I was pissed. I kept going on this Viagra rant for about a minute or so, and then they hang up. Happened twice, and my friends are still laughing. Whenever they intro with, "This is so and so" on a recorded line, I always politely say, "I do not consent to being recorded or monitored," or something along those lines. It's always fun how flustered they get and not sure of what to do. They usually hang up and don't call back again. I don't even know if they need my consent to record me, but it seems to work. Got a call that there was a virus on my computer. Told them that was impossible as I thrown my computer into the river so the cops couldn't get any evidence on me. Haven't heard from them since. My wife got a call from Microsoft. I acted confused, like if they are from help desk or what because it's a work laptop. After a bit told them I work for big tech company and if my laptop is having problems it should be HR calling me. They panicked and hung up. Pretty sure she hasn't gotten another one since. Didn't help that she didn't own a laptop, she only had her company one, and that mine was a Mac, so we literally didn't own a Windows box at the time. Not me, but my grandma. After grandpa died, she started getting phone calls in the evening from an insurance agent trying to sell her insurance for her husband. She's very polite, but she always says, "No thank you," before she hangs up the phone. This goes on for almost a week. Grandma is really beside herself about these calls, and she tells my mom how upset she is with this man. One evening, I guess the guy was really impatient with her, and before grandma could say, "No thank you," the agent asked her, "But ma'am, you need your husband to be covered. Don't you care if he's covered?" To which she promptly replied, "He is covered. With 6 feet of dirt. Is that enough coverage for you?" The man hung up on her and didn't call again. Grandma really was a nice lady, and she was embarrassed that she lost her temper with that guy. My sisters and I loved that story. I answer the phone as Detective so and so, then I ask them who they are and why they called the number, in a very stern and cop-like manner. Then I ask them where they are, and act like I am giving the information to someone else who is contacting Interpol. I ask a few more questions about their relationship to the number and advise anyone who has not already hung up that they are to stay put and wait for Interpol to arrive for interrogations. Stopped calls to my classroom. Hello. We'd like to offer you a free trip to Las Vegas. So, are you aware that you just called the emergency line of a Department of Energy research facility? We need to keep this line clear. You will add us to your do not call list. If I receive another call from your company I will report this upstairs. Click. It helps that I'm not lying. Edit. This gained some traction. I do work at a DOE lab, and part of my job is to answer the site's emergency line, not 911, and direct dispatch emergency units when emergencies do happen, and they do. We have had telemarketers call that line. I have used this technique, and if I absolutely needed to, I could kick this up to my boss and it would wind up on a desk in Washington. If it's an automated call, I redirect it to a computer that reads off the time and weather. That way the scammer's computer might think that someone's on the line and won't hang up right away. I used to get a lot of unsolicited calls from a company who could sort my debt. I got a call from them one day when I wasn't doing much at home, so decided to have some fun. I gave a false name, false address, which they couldn't find on their system. I convinced them it was a new build eventually. I then went through my debts meticulously, had them waiting while I found the paperwork etc. Some of the debts were for my exchange, and then reverting back because I changed my mind. 30 to 40 minutes later and I had over £300,000 debt, and able to pay up to £4,000 per month to clear it with them. The woman on the phone got her boss, because it was such a big contract, and when the boss lady got on the phone, I told her I made it all up. I kid you not. She told me I was wasting their time and that I shouldn't do that, then hung up on me. Never heard from them again. I took a call from the "I hear you've had an accident, that wasn't your fault" call that I get about once a week. It's automated at first, but as soon as I said yes, I got put through to someone. I spent 20 minutes explaining how someone reared into my lane and crashed into me, and it wasn't my fault. At the end, when they asked me for details of the damage, I explained that they bent the handlebars a bit but the bicycle was mostly okay. They hung up on me, and I haven't heard back from them for about a month. I'm sure another scammer will call again, since it's just an act that all of them do, but I got a social security scam call. They told me they had found 22 pounds of cocaine in a Toyota Camry with some blood in the front seat, because they always say that exact line. I responded, "Oh my god, that's terrible. So are you telling me that this was not you who left the car there?" "No, that was me, but I had 30 pounds of cocaine in that car." "Are you telling me that 8 pounds just went missing?" So he was very confused, and I was accusing him of stealing it. Then he started swearing at me until he hung up. I got a call from one of those "you've been selected for a free trip to the Bahamas" scammers. I told her that I couldn't do that right now. "Oh no sir, you don't understand, it's free, you just need to." No, I understand that ma'am, it's just, I'm currently under federal investigation and cannot leave the country. I'm terribly sorry sir, I'll remove your number from our list, have a wonderful day. Click. After I had my first child, I kept getting calls about how the netting they used for my hernia surgery was being recalled, and that I could get a lot of money if I took the time to talk them. I told them that I have never had that surgery, and that it must be a mistake. They asked if I was in the hospital on blank day. I said, yes, but because I had a baby, not because I had any surgery. It looks like their records are mistaken, and to please take me off the list. I thought that was that. I got a phone call 3 times a week for months, having the same exact conversation each time. I would say, "Take me off this list right now, and I want to speak to your manager." They would hang up. I could tell it was the same guy. Finally, after almost a year of this shit, I was sitting in the car waiting for an appointment. I was pretty early and had a lot of time to kill. They call me again. I tell them, "You have made a mistake. Take me off this list, and I want to talk to whoever is in charge." He hung up. I realized that I actually had their number in my phone. So I called him. "I have your number now. I am not going to stop calling until you let me talk to your manager." Him, "Ma'am, please do not call this phone again, as this is my personal cell phone." Oh man. It was so on when he told me this. I repeated to call his number over 20 times. Each time he answered, I said the same thing. "I have your number now. I am not going to stop calling until you let me talk to your manager or take me off this list for real." At one point he even said I was mistaken, and he knows I had hernia surgery. After what felt like the millionth call, a woman answered. "Huh, why do you keep harassing one of my employees?" "I have told your employee that he has the wrong person, and to take me off this list. He refuses to believe me and has been calling me 3 times a week for the past 8 months. "Oh, ma'am, he is calling you because you are on our list and he can help you." Pretty much saying the same shit the other guy was saying, but with a really shitty attitude. Like it's me who is the asshole here. I have his number now, and if you want me to stop, you need to take me off this list and never call again. If you do not, I will call him every minute I have a chance. I spend a lot of time in my car waiting for clients to meet me. So you guys will be hearing from me a lot. Oh, long pause. Alright ma'am, I took you off the list. Please don't call here again. Click. They never called again. I tried to troll a guy who was clearly calling people to get their bank account information by saying they were giving away money to help college students. He was from India and was dedicated to his job. I tried to piss him off for about 30 minutes, but he kept interrupting me, and I eventually told him to duck off and hung up the phone. He kept cutting me off saying, "But my friend. would receive a specific one. 9 times out of 10, your car warranty is about to expire. Press 1 if you'd like to be connected to a representative. So I would oblige, wait for someone to come on the line and say, make, model and year of your vehicle, which I usually followed up with 2013 Hasbro ATV or 2017 Little Tikes tricycle, or something of that nature. I must have become a famous caller because they only called maybe 6 times after I started doing that, and they always started with, "Oh, look who it is." Eventually, it just stopped. I assume it's because they were tired of wasting their time on someone who was wasting their time. I usually reply with, "What car are you calling about?" And they'll say, "Can you confirm the year, make and model?" And I just keep asking, "What car are you calling about?" They hang up every time. Sometimes I get snippy/petty and say, "Well, you're calling me about my car's extended warranty, which means you clearly know what car I own. So you tell me." They hang up of course. About once or twice a week I would get the Microsoft support phone call. For about 3 weeks, I would hang up on them. After about a month of this, I decided to jack with them. I let them give their line about how my computer is sending them error, blah blah blah. I kept responding with, "Interesting, okay, fascinating, etc." When they said that they wanted to connect to my computer, I told them that this would be difficult. They asked why. I told them that they called the server room for the Pentagon. I do not think I have ever heard anyone hang up quicker. Answer the phone. Connect to an agent, mute your phone and carry on with what you were doing. They quickly take you off their dialers when you waste their agent's time. I'm mostly the same, but I've stepped it up. Answer, connect, mute the same. But when a person picks up and starts speaking, I rapid fire press numbers on my keypad until they hang up. My favorite response to it has been, "Beautiful song sir, we won't call again." They called again. I got a call, started reeling off this massive script. Finished probably after 2 minutes of solid talking, and I politely sat through the whole thing. I paused and said, "Sorry?" She said again, and started the whole script again from the start. Another 2 minute solid talk all later, I said, "Sorry?" This time, there was a bit of frustration in her voice. Again and once again did the whole 2 minutes again, aggressively this time. "Sorry?" Duck this, and the call ended.